So, good morning. As you can tell, my voice is a little croaky. So, I shall try my best. If I don't succeed, please forgive me. Please forgive me. So, welcome everyone. First of all, can I say a big thank you to everyone who's behind the scenes, the band, all the people who organised it, Cleve House organised. So, please, can we give them a round of applause? Thank you very much, including the photographers. So, yes, my name is Eric Williamson. I come from the Scottish community. I am blessed with Yvonne, the lovely Yvonne sitting over there. And yes, I said I'd give a shout out to the Scottish community, so this is your shout out. Thank you for coming all the way. Thank you very much. So, my theme today is cultivating a positive environment. How can we create a positive environment? How can we be influential in our everyday environment? That's what I plan on exploring today. Let's see what happens. So, if we think, like it or not, we are influenced by our environment. Like it or not, we all know people who maybe are energy givers, or energy zappers, or people who are complaining, or people who are always positive, people who are half glass full, half glass empty. And we all try to be the positive, I believe. I believe we all try to be the positive, but saying it is very much different to doing it. And I liked Yonanim during the Bloom Festival as she addressed us at the Youth Assembly. She said, explaining through actions is better than explaining through words. And we all know that, but it was nice to be reminded. Explaining through actions is better than explaining through words. And at different points in our life, different points in the day, we'll all be at different stages. So I, believe it or not, I can be that complainer. That has happened. And it happens when I don't get enough sleep. Maybe I've been lesson planning, any teachers out there, lesson planning late into the night, and the next day I arrive to school and I just get so easily frustrated, so easily as it comes upon me to just complain. And what about time management? If anyone knows me, thankfully not many people I think do, if anyone knows me, I'm not very good with my time. It's so hard for me to keep time. And if we keep time and then say, for example, driving myself to work, I come across 2 red traffic lights. These red traffic lights are making me late. I wasn't the one late. These traffic lights are making me late. Or I drive along a country road and a tractor pulls out. This tractor is making me late. But is it the tractor's fault that's making me late? No. I'm the one who could have got out of bed 10 minutes earlier, and that would not have mattered. I could have been the one which went to bed earlier, actually managed my time better, and then maybe I wouldn't have been that complainer. So it's all about looking at myself before I immediately blame my environment. And being a teacher, I can give you many, many examples of times where my class has been disruptive, the behavior's not been good. Actually, on Friday, 2 people smashed a window in my class. So, yeah, there we go. But if I actually think, how prepared was I for that lesson? How much did I invest into this lesson? Or did I just try and wing it, thinking, I've been a teacher for a while now, I can just wing it. So the reason I give you these examples is that we can be influential of our environment if we are prepared. If we prepare ourselves, we can't control our environment, absolutely not. But we can be influential in some way if we are prepared. If I prepare for my classes, there's a better chance that class will be better behaved. If I wake up slightly earlier, there's a better chance that tractor won't slow me down. If I sleep more, there's a better chance I won't be that complainer. Another example I can maybe give is Sunday service. Maybe not all of us go to Sunday service, but I will give the example of Sunday service. Say service starts at 11 a.m. What time do I arrive? Do I arrive at 10 to 11, just before everyone else gets there, quickly set up the projector, set up the songs? Or should I actually take more time? Arrive there that little bit earlier. When the guests come in, when the members come in, they can come into a warm environment, a prepared environment. So I say this not as a perfect person. I very much look at myself. But the first point I want to share is that just by being prepared, we can have a positive influence on our environment. But then we all know we are actually human beings. We can say all these things, but we are human beings at the end of the day. So, just to prove that we're all human beings, it's a bit of a laugh. Can everyone please put up their hands in front of them just now? Okay? Make a thumbs up with one, pinky with the other. This is not the test. All I want you to do is that. So, a lot of this going on, a lot of that going on. So, we are not robots. We are all human beings. That was that point of that little experiment. But if you are bored, if you practice during my sermon, by the end of it, you will be able to do it. So everyone will get something from the sermon. My second point that I'd like to make regarding the environment is that everywhere we go, we represent true parents. We represent the Family Federation. I'm aware some people, we might have guests here. There might be maybe some Jews. There might be some Christians in the audience. It's the same. Wherever you go, you represent Christianity. But being a member of Family Federation, I'm going to say representing true parents and FFWPU. And it's important that each of us, you might think, okay, well, I'm just a high school teacher in small Scotland, in small Kirkcaldy. Has anyone heard of Kirkcaldy? Oh, not so small. So yes, but we've all got colleagues. The younger ones might be in a sports team. We've all got teammates. We've all got friends. We can be influential. We can say, oh, that's Rodrigo. He says he's a member of the Unification Church, the movement. He says all these great things, but he complains. He swears a lot. He makes fun of other religions, but all he does is rock up on a Sunday service. Or, nothing, Rodrigo, we love you. Or it could be, I've caught Dale's eyes. Dale's that kind, giving mind. I know I can always rely on Dale. Each of us represent FFWPU. Each of us represent true parents everywhere we go. Much like the Euros, which is taking place right now. I'm hoping that the Scotland fans are not the fans which are getting completely drunk, having fight, smashing windows. I hope the English fans are doing that instead. Wrong audience, sorry. Wrong audience. It works better in Scotland. Normally I talk in Scotland. Or in the class, I can think of, this particular class are just an absolute riot. They just always create a bad environment. But if I think, it's not the whole class, it's actually maybe one or two students. But they then build up that reputation of the whole class. 2 students can influence the whole class, just like we can influence our colleagues. We can influence our teammates wherever we go. And maybe there's brothers and sisters who maybe are a bit distant at the moment from Family Federation. Maybe they're a bit distant from true parents. That doesn't mean we kick them out. We're still friends with them. We still love them. We could be the only link between them and true parents. So when we meet with our brothers and sisters who might be a bit distant, we meet them with love. We meet them with care. We meet them with strength. Everything that we pledge, preach, and talk about that we've been taught about, we need to then actually do. And it will be influential. We might not actually see it, but it will be happening behind the scenes. And they can know, I like it when Impio comes and chats to me. He brings that heart. He brings that strength. He brings that energy. And it doesn't matter in what position we're in. Teachers, students, in a basketball team, working as a lawyer. We all have our immediate circle, which we can be influential in some way. And we had a guest speaker the other day come to our school, and he said, do you want to be the best in your department, or do you want to be the best for your department? Do you want to be the best in your department, or do you want to be the best for your department? Do you want to be the best in your community, or do you want to be the best for your community? Do you want to be the best in your basketball team, or do you want to be the best for your basketball team? And I like that. It was simple, but effective. Just changing that simple word, that simple mindset can actually do a lot. And my third point that I'd like to make, I can draw from the Bible, is from 1 Corinthians 15:33. Don't be misled. Bad company corrupts good morals. Don't be misled. Bad company corrupts good morals. And it doesn't matter in what position we are in. If we're first, second generation, third generation, second generation. If we said our Hundok He, our prayers in the morning. If we say our prayers in the evening. If you're Mr. Alistair Goff and is playing music. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter who you are. Dr. and Mrs. Balcom, our continental directors, even they will be influenced by the environment. We can't control what's around us. As I tried to say in my first point, we can be influential, but we can't control everything. Those colleagues which just complain and drag you all the way down, you just want to get rid of. You can't. You need to work with them every single day. We can't get rid of them. Some preachers might say, just ditch the people who are bad characters. But we live in the real world. We can't just ditch people. They're our friends, some of them. And we say bad company. But bad company doesn't necessarily mean those people are bad. They might actually be nice people. They might be your friends, be loved ones. I wish I could say I've never been influenced by my environment. I wish I could say that, but I've not. I have been influenced by my environment. I have made mistakes, which I wish I never had made. And the thing is, it happens gradually. This influence which happens to us happens gradually. It's not just bam, like that. So I think what is important is rather than just get rid of everyone, live in our own bubble, not go anywhere, is to be aware how influential our environment actually can be. Be aware, okay, I pray every morning. I set up my standards. I set up my morals. Be aware when I go to the pub with my friends to watch the football, I can still go to the pub. But it doesn't mean I need to partake in things which I don't want to partake in. Being aware when I go out with my friends. Being aware when I go away on holiday. And it's just having that recognition. Am I being drawn away from the morals, the standards that I believe in? Because the environment, as we know, is not all rosy out there. Because we live in that real world. But the nice thing is the inverse is also true. Good company creates good environment, which creates a positive atmosphere. Just like the atmosphere here. Adieu. Adieu. So there we go. I'm not trying to say it's all doom and gloom out there. I'm not saying it's us versus them. I'm just saying how good it is to have an awareness of what is actually out there. And I know some people might be saying, well, actually, Eric, you've just plucked that quote. And if you were to dive into the 1 Corinthians, we know that's a letter from Paul written to the people of Corinth. So Paul went to Corinth. He was successfully witnessing there. He built up a good number of followers of Jesus. For about a year and a half, he was there building up a foundation. He then left, and then later he then found out actually Corinth is falling down. The morals are going down. The standards there are going down. But specifically that quote refers to the people preaching, denying the resurrection of Jesus. And that then links nicely to we need to be so careful in the things that we do say, the things that we do actually preach, the influence we are giving to our environment. Because Paul then writes in that letter in 1 Corinthians saying, guys, whoa, let's just check yourself. What are you actually saying here? When I was there, we all agreed this, but now you're saying that. Paul doesn't immediately just disown them and say, you guys are all sinners, away with you. He's trying to be supportive of them with strong, firm guidance, but he's trying to be supportive. And that's the environment we want to create. We want to create that supportive environment, I believe. So we have to be so mindful with the teachings and the influence we are having, because people listen. People listen out there. So we have to be so, so careful. And my final thing, I can't talk about the environment and not mention Ocean Challenge. Ocean Challenge was absolutely phenomenal. Has anyone been to Kodiak, Alaska in the room? A smattering of people. It is absolutely phenomenal. I had the privilege to go there in 2019. If there are any pastors out there and a young person asks you, oh, I'd like to go to Ocean Challenge in Kodiak, please make it possible for that young person to go. It's absolutely phenomenal. You'll experience the beauty of Alaska. And the great thing is you experience stories from the elder members of the church directly fishing and being with true parents. We as young second generation, we might not have actually had any experience of True Father. But when you go there, you've got time on the fishing boat out there and you can just hear the stories and it's absolutely phenomenal. And the environment you're in is amazing. True Father said that he likes to go fishing to get away from everything. He likes to be out on the water, less distractions out on the water. And it's truly amazing. Whales, we saw a whale breach in front of us, dolphins or porpoises swimming in front of us. You might get a little seasick, but apart from that, it's absolutely beautiful. So being able to all have our little thing, what is our equivalent of going out on the water? I think it's so important that we all have that little something within us. So if I can conclude my message today on 3 things. Being prepared can have a positive influence on our environment. We can't control it, but we can have a positive influence. We represent true parents and FFWPU everywhere we go. If you're a Christian, you represent Christianity everywhere you go. And the third thing, remember, we always must have awareness of where we are, what kind of influence are happening to us, and are we drifting? Is this benefiting me or is it not? Thank you very much.